Well, hello and welcome to Marty Plays Games. We are on the weekend stream. It is a Sunday and we are taking a look at Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. This is a game from Tale Worlds Entertainment, published by Tale Worlds Entertainment and released on the 25th of October 2022. So this is another game that's getting on for 3 years old. It is a strategy action RPG. We'll create a character, engage in diplomacy, craft, trade and conquer new lands in a vast medieval sandbox. Raise armies to lead into battle and command and fight alongside your troops in the massive real-time battles using a deep but intuitive skills-based combat system. So this one has tagged as medieval strategy open world RPG and war. It has 205,718 reviews of all time. That's quite a lot. And 87% of those are positive, which is quite a lot, giving it a very positive rating. It's also had 1,245 recent reviews and 86% of those are positive, also giving it a very positive rating. So we're expecting some good things from this one. We're going to have a quick look at options here. We have the ability to benchmark, which is great, and I've run those. Initially this came in at 1080p and it had quite a few of the performance options marked down and I was getting 2000 frames per second, so I think we're probably quite good for performance on this one. I know this game has a little bit of a reputation for making some lower end systems creak a little bit, but I don't think we're going to have that problem here. We are playing this on the RTX 1590 at 1440p with a refresh rate of 119 Hz. And actually I'm going to V-sync that as well. Our performance stuff is set to very high, so all of these things are maxed out. Shader qualities, texture, streaming budget, very high, very high, very high. It's all high and very high. Now we've got an unlimited number of ragdolls, and then we've got sun shafts, god rays I think for that. Tessellation, interactive grass, screen space, reflections, subsurface scattering, depth of field, bloom. I'm not the biggest fan of bloom. Bad experiences with bloom in the 90s. They went all mad then. We don't have DLSS turned on. So we're scaling at 100%. And look, I've got 32 gigs of RAM to play with, and we're using 3 gigs for a game like this. Even at 4K, that would not be touching 8 gigs of RAM. The whole 8 gigs of RAM stuff isn't enough, is massively over-egged. If you're struggling with RAM, you can turn a few settings down and get that below 8 gigs. There's a couple of games where it will be a struggle. Maybe going forward a few more, but on the whole it's just not an issue. I'd so rarely see this approaching anywhere close to the limits of even the 4090 before this. It was very rare to see stuff going over 12 gigs, and that's playing these at 1440p. Once you start going up to 4K and start turning on ray tracing and all the things like the texture qualities to massively high, then yeah, your RAM usage start to go up, but there's things that you can adjust. You know, so don't worry about it if you've got a 8 gig card. You're probably not playing at 4K, you're probably playing in the real world at medium settings at 1080p. And the card will be perfectly fine for that. Adjust your expectations, don't go spending money unless you need to. Audios, we've got adjustments for master volume, effects volume, music volume and voiceover volume. These were all set to 100% when I come in, so I've knocked these down just so that we've got a more favourable volume level for streaming and it's not hurting my ears. We've got some voice and text options here. All of this is set to English, and we've got some control options. I'm playing this mouse and keyboard today, so I haven't inverted the y-axis, even though that would be the correct way to use a pad. we've got some stuff for weapon trails. And some banner stuff going on here. We've got blood turned on because, you know, medieval battles, they weren't free of blood. They had a lot of crimson everywhere. It was quite nasty stuff. They had some swords and severed limbs and things. You died on the battlefield in agony, bleeding out from cuts from bladed weapons. It was lovely. You definitely wanted to be the people not on the front lines. So that's those there. And we've got some keybind and stuff. So we are going to play a campaign game. We are playing this at version, I think that's 1.2.12.77991. We don't have any save games, we can't continue the campaign. This is a first look. I've never played this game before. In fact, I just got this one today. And it is currently on sale for 50% off, so you can get it for £21 in the UK. I think they're doing that ahead of Steam sale stuff. People try and just get people to spend their money before they get to the Steam sale. You know, it's clever. Get in there first. We've got a sandbox option there. We can do custom battles, and we've had to look at the options. Then we've got credits and exit games. So we're going to do a new game, and we're going to create a character, because that's always the fun part in these games.
For 500 years, the Calradian Empire dominated the continent.
Good for them.
Its armies scattered foes before them. The strongholds of proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war. From the forests of the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions. Brutal as the conquest was, the wise agreed that it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich. But empires, like men, grow old.
They do.
Leaders lose a common cause.
They can.
Corruption spreads.
Also true.
Old enemies learn the empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day, the bonds holding the empire snap. Then comes the Civil War, pitting all against all. A time of hatred. A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise, from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world.
Nice smoke.
From the ashes of the old.
Character culture. So we have some choices here. I have no idea what these different options make. Perhaps it will tell us. And indeed it does. The Vlandians are the descendants of adventurers from the west. And for this we will get 5% more renown from battles, 15% more income while serving a mercenary, and a 10% production bonus to villagers that are bound to castles. But recruiting lords to armies costs 20% more. The Sturgeons. Is that like something out of the Highlander? The Sturgeons. I think that was the Kurgan bit. It's close. Sturgeons are descendants of the foreign tribe Northern Calradia. As the Empire expanded into their cold forests, they found a ready market for the luxurious furs of woodland animals. Nice. So for that one, we get recruiting and upgrade infantry troops 25% cheaper. That could be useful. Armies lose 20% less daily cohesion, which is good. But there's a 20% more relationship penalty from kingdom decisions. That empire then, that's the Calradian Empire, is in decline, even before suspicious death of the Emperor. Once united realm was torn by political rivalries. So for this we get 20% less garrison troop wage, so armies are cheaper to maintain. Being an army brings 25% more influence, but villagers' hearths increase 20% less. That doesn't sound too much of a negative, but I don't know what importance hearths have. Caravans are 30% cheaper to build, 10% less trade penalty, no speed penalty in the desert. So these are the Azaris, and they're the inhabitants of the Nahasa Desert. They are nomadic and farmers. And they have horsemanship. Well, that's a camel ship, surely. Not horsemanship. Camel ship. That's a camel. It's got a hump. Definitely not a horse. Each clan is fiercely proud of its lineage. That's great. The Kazites. Kazites? Don't know. But they're a confederation of steppe tribes who used to live a nomadic life. But they've recently settled on the eastern frontier and are slowly transitioning into an agrarian society. I don't actually know what that means. With permanent town centres. So they've gone from living in the outskirts to living in a town. Maybe that's what it means. Despite this, they still retain many aspects of the nomadic life, including their affinity with horses. See, that's a horse. I can get on board there. And they're masters of mounted archery. So recruiting and upgrading mounted troops is 10% cheaper. 25% production bonus to horse, mule, cow and sheep in villages owned by the rulers. But we get 20% less tax income from the towns. So we're going to have less money coming in. And the Battanians. They remember the olden days when the woods stretched across the Calradia, and the Empire and its cities had yet to violate their sanctity. God, this font's hard to read at this size. The fierce warriors remained loyal on their traditional ways. They paint their faces when going to battle, even though noblemen prefer to fight on foot. So we get 50% less speed penalty and 15% sight range bonus in the forests. Towns owned by Italian rulers have a +1 militia production, so we'll get troops quicker. But 10% slower build rates for town projects and settlements. I don't think I want to be those. I don't think I want to be those. I think this one I'm quite interested in being. So I'm not too concerned about the relationship penalty. Although this one I don't mind too much. So I don't think we're going to be recruiting lords to armies very often. I think we're going to go with the sturgeons. Nice pants. Did you make them yourself, fella? So, what can we do there? We can change his skin colour. Why did the skin colour just change his hair? I think we're going to go with purple. That's my favourite kind. Height. Tall or shorty? Because that makes quite a difference, look. I think we're going to go for there. Weight. Either he really likes drinking his beer and pie, or he's been in the gym. I think we're going to go for the gym look, because that will also be build as well. Because if he's like that, he's never going to hold a sword, is he? And we want him to hold a sword. I think that's going to be important in medieval battles. So we're going to go buff and slim. We can be a lady if we want to.
Cut them down!
If you say so. It's definitely formidable. No, I think we're going to go for a fella.
Infantry!
And we're not going to sound like that.
Soldiers!
That's better. He definitely sounds like he's from the north. We're going to go with that. So, now we can do the face. I don't think we want something a little bit prettier than that. Definitely we will be changing the hair. So our face ratio. Yeah, I think we want to go more that end than that end. Face weight. Chubby cheeks. No, we're going to go thin. Cheekbone height. I think we want some high cheekbones. A little bit of blusher there, be fine. Cheekbone width. Yeah, we want a bit of width as well. And depth. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that. We want a sharp face. I don't think we want wide temples. But big eyes gives us a more attractive look, I think. Ear shape is important, so... We don't want Spock-like ears, I don't think. Is that actually putting them outwards? Because we don't want outer ears either. Yeah, so we want the flat ears there, look. We'll have them a little bit out. And then ear size. Because if we want to get some earrings fitted later on, then we're going to need bigger ear lobes. So I think this is quite important. And then we want asymmetry on the face. But we want a symmetrical face. Yeah, so we're going to go full symmetry. Fantastic. Good. That's what we're going to go with. Eyes. I'm quite happy with the eyes as is. I don't think we need to meddle with too much of this. I think we want a kind of Roger Moore like eyebrows though. It's like he's paying attention. Yeah. We're good for that. Eye position, that's moving it up and down. I think we're going to go there. Eye size. If we've got bigger eyes, then if we've got a bow, I think we're going to be able to catch more light and therefore see our enemies earlier. Eyelid height. Yeah, let's go down to there. Happy with that. Eye depth. We're going to go down that end. Eye shape. That's... I think we're going to go there. There's a lot of adjustment in this. And we want totally symmetricalized, I think. So we're going to go with that. Eye colour. We want some sparkling blues. Or shall we go for green? Definitely don't want to go brown end. I like that one. We're going to go that, I think. It's kind of a grey blue. Yeah. Good. That's eyes sorted out. Nose. Again, I don't think we want a really pokey nose. So we're going to bring that in a bit. Just going to move that down. Nose angle. Yeah, that's good. And nose length. We want a little bit of a longer nose. And definition. Ah, there we go. So. And shape. See, I mean, shape and definition is, it seems to be kind of the same thing. I think there. And again, I want that. Oh, bloody hell. They've done the opposite end of the symmetry look. Before, when we were going there, that was proper full symmetry, but that is asymmetrical now. I think that is actually just either way, isn't it? So in the middle is symmetrical then. Yeah. I don't know whether I've seen anybody in real life with a nose that looks like that, but we are going symmetrical. Thank you. Chins. I think we want a bigger, wider chin. So somebody can take a good punch on the jaw. And still walk away. So I'm happy with this mouth area. I don't think we want to look too much like we've had Botox. That's a little bit more even. Chin length. So I want a shorter chin, but I want it to be wider. There we go, that's sort of that. And I don't want it too forward. I think that's just about perfect there. So, I mean, it's a little bit angled. I mean, I don't recall seeing people's chins where you could almost do trigonometry on it, but that's what we've got here. But I'm happy to go with that, I think. And finally, our hair, and that's always marking, so we're going to be able to put some tattoos on. So, hair. A little bit too Californian. Now that's too 90s boy band, isn't it? Like Duran Duran. That's definitely 2000s rave. I'm not going with that. No. No, that's more that screams more Viking to me. That screams Nordic. Quite tempted by that one. We're definitely going to need some facial hair. So those look to be... Oh, we've got more there, look. Yeah, that just looks a bit silly. That's going to the barbers, insulting them, and him saying, "Get out of my shop," before he's finished the job. So we're not going to go with that one. That, no. When that's almost... You should have a red guitar and be playing in the band Queen. So we're not going to go with that one. I think we're definitely going to go with that. I like that one. So we just need to find some facial hair that fits that. That one's tempting. That doesn't look right, does it, for that chin? No. What about the Ming the Merciless look? That's too much. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that one. Got a little bit of Viking-y stuff going on the old beard strands there, so I'm happy with that. And that looks green to me. That's a bit of an odd colour, that. Right, I'm happy with that colour. So now we have facial markings. I don't want to use anything too... I mean, that would be way too much. Something subtle. That's not... Yeah, we definitely don't have eye damage. That could be done. See, that's too much Battle Beyond the Stars. So I don't want to go with that. Can't see that. Where was the one I liked? It was that one. So I think we're going to go with that, and we are... Oh. Is that not... It's not changing the colour, is it? We're going to go with that, I think. Choose our family. Oh, blimey. This affects our stats, then, I'm assuming, on the side there. There's a lot of stuff going on. We haven't even gotten to a game yet. We can be a Boyar's companions. Your father was a member of the Boyar's Drashina. Companions that make up his retinue. He sat at his lord's table in the Great Hall. I think we want to be hunters, because we're going to get more cunning. That we're going to get some control over our bows, which I always quite like playing. We've got some extra vigour here. Our family has no taste for the authority. Yep, I think we'd definitely go for these, because I have no love of the authority. That is what we are going to go for. And early childhood. He to me looks like a sort of cheeky nipper that would go and steal bread from the markets. So what have we got here? Your way with people. This gives us social. Well, this is giving us a bit of extra cunning. I don't think so. No, but it gives us charm and leadership attributes, which is useful, I think. What does that give us? Endurance and control. Bigger. Cunning. So leadership skills will give us cunning and social. I think we're going to go with leadership skills. I mean, those are quite similar, but they just distribute things slightly differently. That one doesn't give us any cunning, but that one gives us more social. Well, I think we want to be cunning. So that is what we are going to go with. Blimey. Adolescence now as well. We never herded the sheep. That's not something we would do. Absolutely not. Work in the village smithies. We didn't do that either. I think we hunted small game. In fact, we probably didn't even hunt small game. We probably went for the large ones. Almost certainly. That's what we did. So let's go with that. And now we're into the youth bits. As a youngster growing up in Calradia, the war was never too far away. We trained with the Hearthguard. I'm not sure we did that. We rode with the scouts, did we? We trained with the infantry. And that gives us vigour. March with the camp followers. I think we march with the camp followers. And then young adulthood. We need to increase our intelligence, I think. So we invested some money in the land. Choose our backstories. Like many families in Caldera, we subdued a raider. We rode off with a fast horse. We tricked the raiders. Next. Difficulty presets, freebooter. I think we're just going to go with the defaults there.
Brother, it's been 3 days now we've been tracking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch them. How are we going to rescue our brother and sister? Are we up for a fight? This looks like an old training field for the legions. Perhaps we can spare some time and brush up on our skills. The practice could come in handy when we catch up with the raiders.
We have no time to lose. We can do more if we split up. No, we should probably continue the tutorial.
Let's go on then.
Awesome. Right, so we can move about with W, S, A, and D. Enter the training gate. Which one is the training gate? Choose a weapon to begin training. Ah, did we miss the weapon bit? How do we run? Get out. I think we need to go left here, do we? It's a little bit confusing where we're supposed to be going. Oh, okay. Let's choose archery. There we go. Shoot. Nice. Delivered a damage of 2. Finish track and hit targets as many as you can. We've only got an 8. Well, where are we supposed to be shooting the targets then? That's jumping. I think we can do an extra run in. Maybe we're supposed to go down here. No? Well, let's just... I think maybe we're going the right way. Oh, we're going to mount the horse. This is why we're not running. This is Mountain Blade. That's kind of the clue in the name of the game, isn't it? So... sometimes I'm very bad for seeing these things. Let's mount our horse.
Run while you can!
Now we've got to shoot these. Nice. Nice. Got him. The horse is kind of... Got him. Good. Another target. Mountain bow. Bugger, missed it. Does it matter if we hit all of them? It says as many as you can, so I think it necessarily matters if we don't get them all. We've got 8. 8 of 18, I think it's alright for our first try. Get the one through the door. Yes. Are we supposed to be doing this in a particular fast time or what? I don't know. Did we win? We've finished. Can we get off now? Mounted sword training. Oh, we're going to go and whack stuff with the sword now. How do we actually get off Z? Let's get our sword. Mount a horse again. Now we are really Mountain Blade. Oh, we're supposed to whack these things, I think. Whack. Cool. Oh, missed it.
You are dead!
Well, not really. I mean, we kind of missed it, mate. And again, we missed it. Alright, calm yourself down, fella. This is harder than the, much harder than they're doing the bows. I'm pretty sure we hit that. Come on. No, we definitely missed that one. I mean, and that one. This is quite hard using the sword. We only got 10, so we didn't get 50% of them. So, lastly, spear training. Which I think we're probably going to be able to do nicely.
I'll eat your liver!
So, let's go and hit all the things again. Missed. Okay. Gotcha. No, I don't like this spear much. Wow, that's really quite hard to handle. we're definitely going to be an archery person. This time we've got 9. If we get more than 10, then we've won against the swords, but... No, it missed. I think there's 2 more left. So we got more than the swords, we got 12. Range travelling training. Blimey. Bow training. Melee training. Shield training. No, I don't want to do more of that. We hit the training master. That's friendly fire though. I don't think we're supposed to be doing that, maybe. What's he got to have to say for himself? Can we talk to him? We can.
Are you ready to leave here?
I am ready. Let's go. It's paused. So why is it paused? You are at the training field. You can learn the basics of combat here. Leave. Let's go. Quest activated. Travel to the village. We're setting off. So it's kind of pausing stuff when we are not doing things. Entering settlements. You have arrived at Tavia. To explore your location, you can enter the settlement by pressing the highlighted button on the left. Let's take a walk around.
Well, we're here, I guess. So, we need food, and after that, maybe some men to come with us.
Alrighty.
The head man here can probably help us. Let's try to find him.
Speak to the head man. Where is the... well, that's you. Oh, it's not you. Why have you got a thing over your head then? I don't understand these arrow things. It's not very obvious. I think I'd rather they weren't there than anything else. It's quite nice. You've got some nice plants there in your field. Nice little kid there. Can we stab him? Ah, I think he might be over there. Let's go and worry these sheep. There he is, look. I think that's him over there. We don't care about their crops. We'll just wander over their field. So where is he? There he is. Should we get off our horse? Let's dismount.
I'm Orthos, head man of this village. What brings you here?
Well, we need some raiders and taking our young brother and sister captive. I think they may have passed this way.
Your people too. Sorry to hear that. Those bastards have done a bit of killing and looting in these parts as well. We think they've gone north. I reckon there are a few folk around here who'll join you in going after them if you'll pay for their gear. Once you've made your preparations, come and talk to me again. may have a task if you're going after the raiders.
Right, well. Let's go and find the people then. No, I don't want to leave the mission. Oh. So we hold down tab. We've got to go to the menu and recruit troops, right. Let's just recruit everything then. And we need to buy some food for our troops, do we? How many of these still? Oh, I don't want. Well, I don't want all. Got this, the grain. And now we've got to go and talk to the headman. So if we take a walk around again. Talk.
Glad to see you found what you needed. Now, about that matter I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, what about it?
There's this wandering doctor who comes through here from time to time. Name of Tactius. Treats people for free. We're fond of him.
Of course you are.
Well, we last saw him a few days ago. He was carrying some sort of chest, which he was very mysterious about. He was on some sort of quest, he said. Though,
A likely story.
He set off on the road just a few hours before the raiders came through here. Well, he's not really a worldly type, just the kind of fellow who would stumble into a trap and let himself be captured. We're worried about him. If you can keep an eye out for him, this Tactius, we'd be very grateful. Maybe if he's alive and well, he'll tell you a little more about his quest.
I'll tell you what his quest was, mate. He told the he told him about you, the raiders, and the raiders gave him some gold. That's what that was all about. He's ripped you off. We know. We know. So leaving the mission, hold down tab again. There's a lot of back and forth on this, isn't there? Now leave. Do we just leave? So we can zoom out that. So he said they were north. So what's up to the north? There's a castle. There's some sheep. Well, I guess we're going north. Oh, what's there? Oh, that's where we are. He definitely said north. So I think that's a lot of castles, isn't it? The map's massive. So I think we'll go and visit this little village thing here. I mean, it's moving here, costing us. Locate and rescue traveller. Yeah, it's not really telling us very much. Let's try going north anyway and see if we can spot anything. Interactions are limited during tutorial phase. This interaction is disabled. Oh. Have we done wrong then? We have strayed too far from a path. I'll take the lead for some time. You follow me. Oh, okay. I think he's taking us back to where we need to be. At least the tutor was taking care of that for us. I think we should take the right path now. The right path. Over there. There's some raiders. And there's some more raiders. So are we battling now? Attack. We're going to do some attacking.
Under my command!
Battle commands. You can tell your men to charge by opening the movement orders. Choosing charge.
Kill them all!
Yeah, we'll watch.
Die, dog!
There, have it. Why didn't his leg come off? There, you're going down. We have won the battle. I think I got a little bit of a nick though. Did we lose anybody? No, I don't think we lost anybody. We killed all the raiders though. And we gained morale. So we've got character quest highlighted there. I think no, we don't want to. No, I'm not sure. Prisoners. What are we supposed to do here? Is that right? Let's let us proceed. These loot. Oh, okay, let's take all the loots. Why not? And we can do some more battling over here. Can't send in my troops.
On my orders! Everyone! Cavalry! Cavalry!
Charge!
Dismount!
What? No! What are you doing? Get back in your horses. Mount.
Give way!
What? No!
Everyone!
I want to mount the horses.
Mount horses!
Charge!
Charge!
Stab him in the back. Oops, don't want to hit the tree. We won the battle. A lot better. We had more troops that time. That was a lot easier. We gain more morale. We're going to get all the troops and all the prisoners and all the loots. Hooray! So now where do we go? There? Let's travel there. Interactions are limited. Well, we're obviously not in the right place then, are we? Maybe we should go up here. Villagers. Perhaps we need to go here. Because there is a little bit of a question mark there, no? Exclamation mark. No, we're not supposed to go there. What does the quest say? Look around the village to find the party that captured the traveller. Which village, though? Using skills focus. Oh, there's them. So maybe we just had to kill these raiders then. We just had to kill all of these. Attack!
On my orders!
Oh, it's getting dark.
Attack!
Go and kill them all for me. Gotcha. I think that's victory. We won the battle again. Well done us.
We won!
Get you all. And all the loots. You've rescued several prisoners that the raiders had been dragging along. They took the parchment, so you give them a bit of water and bread. And one staggers to your feet and comes over to you.
I don't know who you are, but I'm in your debt. These brigands would have marched us to our deaths.
Would they?
My name's Tactios. I'm a doctor by trade. I was on, well, a bit of a quest. But I'm now thinking I'm not really made for this kind of thing.
I don't think you are, mate.
I was with a caravan and they just came out of the brush. We were surrounded and outnumbered, so we gave up. I figured they'd keep us alive, if just for the ransom. But then they started flogging us along at top speed without any water, and I was just about ready to drop.
Your clothes look nice and neat and washed.
I could feel the signs of heat stroke creeping up, and I told them, but they just flogged me more. If your group hadn't come along, maybe I have a way to thank you properly.
Well, we're looking for 2 children catched by the raids. Can you tell us anything?
I'm afraid I haven't seen any children, but after our caravan was attacked, the chief of the raiders, the one they call Radagos, took and rode off with our more valuable belongings. including a chest that I had. He seemed to be controlling more than one band around this area. If this lot has your kin, then I think he'd be the one to know. And since I have nothing of value left to repay your help, I'll tell you this. If you do catch up with and defeat... I was trying to find out more about it, but, as I say, I've had all my urge for travelling flogged out of me. Right now, I don't think I'd venture more than 20 paces from a well as long as I live.
We'll keep that in mind.
It doesn't look like much, and I suspect this lot will give it away for a few coins. But I got it from a mercenary whom I treated once, and he swore it was related to Neretz's folly. I don't know what that means, except that Neretes was of course the emperor who died in battle some years back. Maybe you could find out its true value.
Maybe.
Thanks for saving me again. I hope our paths will cross again.
I'm sure it will. So the quest is completed. Now what's this about? This keeps flashing at us. You gain a level every time you total skill point reaches target value leveling. If you have 3 focus points, you will see it in a small indicator of your character button. I think that is that. So I think we're going to go... we're going to increase our one-handed skill, can we? Yeah, so how many of these points have we got? 2. We got... I'm not sure how many we've got to spend. Oh, I think we've spent all of them. I only want 1 in that. And I want to give us a point in riding as well. Cool. I mean, there's clearly a lot to this game. Can we save? We can. Far more than we can actually see in 1 hour of it. But what I'm seeing so far I really like. I want to get deeper into the old strategy side of things. Start building up our villages, which is going to be later in the game. Far later than this tutorial. And I quite like the interactions. I'm quite liking the battles and controlling our men. And I'm sure these battles are going to get absolutely massive once we've got a big army put together. Once we start building up our village. But given you can get this one now, at the moment, for about £20, I think if you've got any interest in these kind of medieval strategy and a bit of action with this as well, it's well worth a look. It's like some of the good bits of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Got a little bit easier. So I like that. But that is all from me for today. I shall be back again on Wednesday with another game from Upon a Shame. Till then, I hope you have a pleasant Sunday, and I shall see you later.